What's going on, everybody, and welcome back to Comic Breakdown. If you guys are new to the channel, do me a favor and hit that sub button, hit that notification bell, make sure you're not missing any of the awesome content that we have coming out. And with this video, we are jumping into the Reckoning War with Fantastic Four issue number 40. And to get all caught up, be sure to check out the Reckoning War Alpha. You can find that down in the description as well as the top of this video. And what we have seen so far is that a group of alien warlords known as the Reckoning, they have been supplying savage alien races with Watcher technology, with Uatu the Watcher seemingly being destroyed along with the moon. Our Fantastic Four now have to jump into action, doing everything they can to help as many people as possible. Reed Richards and the Fantastic Four, they find themselves out in space, and this is where they encounter Nick Fury. And upon bringing him on board, we see Reed Richards imbued with the power of the Watcher. Be sure to buy the comics, support the industry, and with that being said, let's dive into this breakdown. Alright gang, so as we dive into this issue of Fantastic Four, we are picking up on Obscura Minor. And this is a hidden world that used to be home to the Razlik, the most reclusive race in the entire galaxy. But now it is serving as the staging grounds for the Reckoning War. And what we are being shown is Wraith. Wraith having the Silent Watcher in his grasp. And Wraith, he is upset because the Watchers decided to no longer intervene in anything going on, giving their race the gift of the cosmic fire. They decided to use this cosmic flame and blaze their own path in an attempt to become gods themselves. And when the time came, when these races began burning, when the wars came and the death was upon them, the Watchers, they stood idly by and did nothing. And so this is their revenge against the Watchers, against the universe. They are going to pillage and destroy everything in their path. And with Wraith dispatching of the Silent Watcher with nothing more than just a skeleton in his hands, that is when we are taken to New York City. And we have the Fantastic Four along with Nick Fury headed into the Baxter building. But one thing everyone is quickly realizing is that Reed Richards, he is not himself, which shouldn't be a surprise to anybody considering he has all of the knowledge of the Watchers. He understands exactly what they are up against, and he knows exactly what needs to be done moving forward. But to Sue Storm and many of the others, this is seeming like he doesn't care, almost as if he is absent-minded. And Nick Fury tries to let them know that you need to cut him just a little bit of slack. Nick Fury knowing exactly what it is like to have the vision of the Watcher, having all of that information crammed into your head. It takes a little bit of time to really get used to. But with them getting inside the building, this is where they see all of the Fantastic Four kids. And Reed Richards is preparing to get communications with every single hero on Earth. With Reed Richards borrowing the device that they had used to communicate with Silver Surfer, he makes some adjustments to it, and this is when he puts out a broadcast giving everyone just a little bit of help, changing the Fantastic Four costume to the original design, saying that this is going to help people in a time of crisis really see something and recognize some kind of symbol of hope. Seeing the Fantastic Four back in their retro style, he believes is going to help people out along the way. And with Reed Richards putting out his broadcast to all of our heroes, giving them some kind of strategy to be able to fight off this invasion, sending Iron Man all of the schematics, letting him know exactly where the weak points in all of this armor is, and how to properly take down these warships. Telling Captain America that he should pass his shield off to Vance Astrophic, because all Badoons, they share one thing, and that is a deep-rooted psychological fear of the day that Vance will take up the shield and destroy them all. And then we have She-Hulk. She lets Reed Richards know that this is in fact the Reckoning War. This is a key moment in history, and she is pretty sure that she is a big part of it. With Reed Richards finding this fascinating, he tells She-Hulk and Jack of Hearts that they need to make their way up to the Baxter Building. And last but not least, he talks to Moon Knight, because Moon Knight, he is in a rough state right now, with the moon being destroyed and his god being the god of the moon. He is feeling this tremendously, but Reed Richards lets him know that he is also the god of vengeance. And so now it is time for Moon Knight to get up, be the Fist of Khonshu, and lay vengeance upon those who have destroyed your moon. Now, Reed Richards has done this in the hopes that this will turn the tides of the battle, believing that Moon Knight, Iron Man, all of these individuals he talked to, they are going to have a huge impact on what comes next. At this point, Sue Storm, she is letting him know that this is not you. And Reed Richards has to agree with that, saying that this is a vastly improved version of himself. Right now, there is no problem that he cannot solve. And hearing this information, this is where Johnny, he asks the question, if you have all these answers, then do you have the ability to cure me after Victor Von Doom had turned me into this ticking time bomb, if you will? And Reed Richards lets him know that he can, in fact, turn this around. He can reverse everything that Doom had done to him. The only thing is that he is not going to do it, saying that right now the stakes, they are vastly too high, and he is one of the biggest weapons in the arsenal. And we see Johnny, he is about to go freaking nuclear. That is until Silver Surfer gets in communications with the Fantastic Four and Reed Richards. And this is where we pick up at Camp Hammond. This is a location where they keep some of the most secret weapons that have ever existed or ever come to Earth. You could call these doomsday devices, having items like the Zodiac Key, the Serpent Crown, and the Ark of the Covenant. This is where Victor Von Doom has found himself, with Doom of course believing that it is his job and his responsibility to save Earth from total annihilation. He has come seeking one of the greatest secrets this world has ever hidden away. And with Doom looking around this place, he finds a temporal anomaly. That anomaly is because this weapon, it was hidden away 1 second out of sync with their timeline. And with Doom having the most powerful weapon in his hands, he intends to use this as bait. And taking us back to the Baxter Building, we have Silver Surfer having a conversation with the Fantastic Four. And right now, he is sending tons and tons of data, giving them images of what is happening across the universe. And he is showing them this to show them that this is what they are up against. Endless conflict across the entirety of the universe. And with Reed Richards seeing all of this information, it all becomes much more clear to him. Knowing exactly what they have to do next, he asks if the Silver Surfer is able to join them in their battle. But regretfully, he is unable to do so, because he is needed elsewhere. The Herald Assault of Asgard has begun, because every living ex-Herald of Galactus is currently fighting to unearth his remains. And with them saying their goodbyes, Sue Storm has to ask the question, are you going to help Thor and Asgard, or are you going to help your fellow Heralds? With the Silver Surfer letting her know that he goes wherever the universe demands. And so, with the Silver Surfer burning off to Asgard, we have Mr. Fantastic, who is now building his battle plan. Recognizing that there are events happening all over the universe, but there are only a couple of individual places that are truly the focal point of these battles. Letting everyone know that they need to head off to the Shi'ar Empire. They need to help the Imperial Guard. And with all of these images flipping through, this is where Johnny, he sees Sky's planet. Recognizing that this is her home planet and that they are currently at war, saying that they will not be able to fight whatever forces come upon them. Reed Richards trying to let him know that they need him here. They need him to stay with the Fantastic Four and fight this fight. that he forbids him going to Sky's planet, with Johnny taking off to the sky, not listening or hearing any words that he has to say. Reed Richards had anticipated this. He knew what Johnny would do, and that is exactly why he brought on the Jack of Hearts. Jonathan Hart is now part of the Fantastic Four. Using Nick Fury's cloak, he grabs some molecules from it and imbues it into the suit of Sue Storm, making Sue Storm the most secret asset of this entire war. With nobody able to track her, not even the Watchers will be able to have eyes on her. And Reed Richards lets her know that he knows he has been off. He has been a little bit different, and he has been kind of just out of it. But that is because he is thinking constantly. He is seeing everything. But he promises her that they are going to get through this. They are going to find a way through this war and save Earth. And that is what will bring us to the Forever Gate. And the first one to go through the gate is Nick Fury, sending him to one of the most secure planets in the entire universe, only hoping that the Forever Gate will drop them exactly where they need to be. Now, the gateway has enough for 3 transportations, which means Nick Fury, as well as Ben, Jack, She-Hulk, and Mr. Fantastic, someone is not going to be returning through the Forever Gate. They only have enough return for one group of individuals. Nick Fury letting everyone know that this is the Reckoning War, and at this point we can expect that no one is going to be returning through this gateway. With everyone saying their goodbyes, we pick up on planet T-37X. This is the birthplace of the all-knowing, all-seeing Watchers. And right now, every single of our Watchers, they have been brought back and called back. And that is because of Uatu. He is letting them all know that it is time. It is time that they break their vow, because the Reckoning War, it is before them. The battles are raging across the universe, and now it is time for them to fight. And with him giving the war cry, we pick up in Shi'ar space, and we see the Imperial Guard. They are completely knocked out right in front of them. Gladiator and his entire squad have been taken down, and that is because of Rapture. And Ben is kind of terrified of Rapture, because Ben has seen his death. He knows exactly how he dies. And what he knows is that Rapture, she was there. She is the person who finally kills Ben. Asking Reed Richards if there is some other way, Reed lets him know that there isn't. With everything at stake, with all of reality currently at stake, they have to face this head on, regardless of the consequences, regardless of any lives that are lost in this fight. But moreover, Reed Richards lets Ben know that his mind isn't working at 100% right now, because with all of this knowledge, with all of this power, he has also learned that in 3 days, he will die because of having this ability. Taking on the Watcher's power is draining his life. And so he has 3 days to end this war, to stop the Reckoning War before all of reality in the entire universe is destroyed. And that will be the end of this issue. So let me know what you guys think down in the comments. It looks like our Watcher was able to make it off of the moon before it was completely blown into pieces. And with him making his way back to his homeworld, he is able to alert all of the other Watchers. And with that alarm, all of the Watchers are now going to war. But the Watchers, they might be just a little bit too late, because the Reckoning, they have dispersed Watcher technology across the entirety of the universe. And so now, because of this, the Watchers are also vulnerable to death. Meanwhile, all of Earth allies around the universe, they are falling to the Reckoning War, trying to make it to very specific locations where the Reckoning War is having its biggest impact. Because with this war raging across the universe, most of these battles are just smokescreens, making it look like they are having a battle here, but really, the battle is taking place in more prominent locations. And of course, Jack of Hearts is now on the Fantastic Four, which is super awesome, a character that really hasn't got that much spotlight. They're giving him an opportunity to jump on the Fantastic Four crew. And that's one thing I love about the Fantastic Four, because they bring on members, they get rid of members, they're constantly at an in and out shift. Though the four core members always remain, the Fantastic Four, it really can just involve as many people as possible, especially when dealing with extinction level events. But yeah, let me know your thoughts on this, let me know your theories. If you have not yet, do me a favor, hit that sub button, hit that notification bell, make sure you're not missing any of the awesome content that we have coming out, and until the next breakdown.